Hey lady, I'm back. How'd the letter writing go? If you are watching video 2 now and you haven't watched all of video 1 and you haven't done the homework, shut it off right now, I'm serious, and go back and you'll know why I'm talking about a letter. But if you did it, congratulations. No, I know that took some time and you probably screamed and you probably cried and you probably threw things against the wall, and that's totally okay. And if not, that's totally okay too. But I appreciate you taking that step forward, writing a letter to your ideal client, and now being here for video 2. So now I want to talk to you about why your story matters and why sharing your story is the most important thing you can do for your business. Video 1, we talked about and we learned that your ideal client is you, someone just like you. Now we're taking that a step further in this video. And you know, when people think of, oh my God, how am I going to come up with content to share? And I'm told to make an editorial calendar and I can't even come up with anything to say to my client. That's not going to be your problem now. You're going to have a shitload of information to talk about. If you're wondering how I come up with all these different ideas and programs and challenges, it's literally, here's the secret, I pull from my own experience and I say, what was I going through then? What exercise did I make up for myself? What did I do for myself at that point when I thought I was going batshit crazy? Oh, I did that exercise. So I'm giving everything that I did myself, that I made up for me, and sharing it with the world. And that's what I want you to do too. I want to teach you in this video that it's okay to be vulnerable, because vulnerability to your ideal client means credibility. And that, in their eyes, trumps credentials any day. They want to know over all the certificates and all the degrees you have that you can kneel down, meet them where they are, and say, hey, I get it. Because that will speak volumes to them compared to a lecture. And trust me, I was lecturing my client from A to Z for the longest time, and that didn't work. And that business model I had didn't work, and it failed. And that's okay. And that's what I want to teach you too in this video, that it's okay to admit your failures. A lot of times we say, oh my God, this person, that person, they're so successful now. And they just shared recently how they started out. And I would have never known that they were eating ramen for a week, a few months even, what? And that's because a lot of people, they wait and they don't share their failures until they're really successful. But I'm teaching the whole opposite. I think it's really important for people to see you as human, for them to see you as real, and to say, here's my shit. Will you love me anyway? I'm taking that line from a client of mine because it was awesome when she said it. And that's what I'm doing. My business model, for those of you who don't know me, it failed. It flopped. At the end of last year, the end of 2014, my clients stopped coming, the money stopped coming. I was in famine mode and I didn't know what I was doing. At the time, I was helping people transition from corporate to entrepreneurship because I had quit my job in January of last year, and I realized that was only one little piece of my story. It wasn't all of who I was, and it wasn't all of what I was capable of doing, and I wasn't aligned, and maybe that's why it failed. So I was contemplating, getting a bridge job, going and working at a coffee shop, and doing these little things that I wanted to throw up at thinking of, because I was teaching people to screw the man at the time and teaching them not to do any of that. What a hypocrite would I be going to do that? And it was the last thing I wanted to do. So I said, okay, I've got nothing to lose at this point. Let me throw both my feet into the fire and make this shit work. Rebrand it myself as me. I went on interviews and I shared my story saying everything failed and I'm totally starting over. But people related to that. And they saw me as human, and they said, wow, she has something to share, and I could learn from her. And little did I know, it actually worked. And my business is going well now. And the thing I have to thank for that is sharing my story. Saying, hey, here's my journey, here's all of it, come on board with me. That's what people want, your ideal clients want, And if your clients are people who, don't want to know anything about you, maybe you have to turn around and ask yourself, are they ideal? Because if they're like you, they'll accept you no matter what. And they want to know about, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because if you're not sharing any of that, then they're going to think that everything is wrong with them, that it's all their fault. A really great example that I give to my clients sometimes is, it's really tangible this way. Sometimes it's hard to explain if it's a service-based business, but, you know, everyone wants to lose weight at some point in their lives. So, you know, we're all familiar with the gym and we're all familiar with personal trainers. So if I were to propose a scenario to you, let's say that you wanted to lose a little weight and you had personal trainer A over here and personal trainer B over here. And you had to make a decision between the two of them. And I want you to really think about this. Just go with your gut knee-jerk reaction. Personal trainer A tells you, you know what? I actually have really good genes. I've never been overweight, thank God. But I really have a passion for nutrition. I've eaten healthy all of my life, and I really want to teach others how to live a healthy lifestyle. I've gone to the school of nutrition, and I don't know what all the schools are called, but that's okay. You get the idea. I have a lot of certificates. So you're nodding and you're listening and you're saying, okay, nothing's wrong with person A, but yeah, bland, blah. They might not really understand what I'm feeling because I want to lose weight and they've never been overweight and they look wonderful. Then you've got personal trainer B, and they don't come at you with the credentials or anything. They just say, I was 250 pounds and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that my arteries were clogged near my heart and that I was going to die. I was going to die if I did not make a healthy change in my life. And that woke up a switch in me, and I decided I can't do diets anymore. I can't, I have to curb the emotional hunger. I have to lose weight to save my life. And today I have lost, 100 pounds and I'm still going. And if you're hearing that story, it might even bring a tear to your eye. You're like, wow, this person, they may not have credentials that person A has, but whoa, they know what it's like. They know what it's like when I want to go reach for that cookie at midnight because I'm not feeling very good and the cookie's going to make me feel better. They're going to be the person I want to call, and text in the middle of the night versus person A. Are you feeling the same way I'm feeling? Would we go with person B? I think so. So if that doesn't serve as a visual example of what I mean, then I'll come up with another one. But I think it does suffice. And that's what your ideal client is looking for. They're looking for that credibility from you. And what better way to give them that than to share your story? And I know it's scary, but sometimes it helps. It trumps the fear when we think of, if that was me, I didn't have anybody. Am I going to leave them in the dust like I was left in the dust? If someone could have helped me, am I going to leave them there to fend for themselves, even though knowing what it's like to get from that point to where I am now? Or am I going to step up, put my fear behind me, or take it in the hand with confidence and say, I got to do this for more than myself. I have to do it for them. This isn't about me anymore. And that really gets you. So I want you to mull over that and think about that. And I want you to start writing down your story, or a little bit of homework for video number 2. I want you to jot down little pieces of your story. I want you to go there. I want you to think about that moment some more like you did in the first homework from video 1, and think about what it felt like then and how you can meet that person there, your ideal client, and what you can tell them about your life now. Jot down your storyline, and maybe you'll be surprised at all of the things that have happened and all the things that have changed and all the things that you've forgotten about, because now you're worried about little things. Maybe you'll turn around and say, holy shit, I have a lot to be grateful for. That's a good thing. So that's what I encourage you to do for video number 2. And I am looking forward to seeing you in video number 3 and teaching you how to convert your lead to a client. And it will put the icing on this beautiful cake we're making. You can pick the flavor of the cake. I personally like chocolate, but if you want red velvet, this could be the red velvet business cake we're making. Okay, I'm being goofy. I will see you in video number 3.